Alright people, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well, hope you're all doing great, and in today's video we'll be looking at around $1,500 gaming PC build with the RTX 3080. Now the RTX 3080 is arguably one of the best value for money GPUs of the RTX 30 series because it brings out like a 40 to 50% more performance than the RTX 2080 Ti, which we've seen benchmarks and comparison on Doom Eternal at 4K Ultra settings, and this for $700 to $800 depending on if you actually could find it in stock or not in the next 3 to 5 days. So $1,500 seems to be like a really good price tag. It's an AMD Ryzen gaming PC because as I in the last video I explained why Ryzen may be a better option or people still go for it even though Intel gives you better performance. So without wasting any more time, subscribe if you want to see more videos of that kind. That would help me a lot, and press on that like button. Let's reach 200 likes and let's get to it. For the CPU, we're looking at the Ryzen 7 3700X. That's an 8-core 16-threaded CPU for around $300. It's one of the best value for money CPUs to pair with the RTX 3080 or 3070 even. The 3090 is a very overpriced GPU, so we're not gonna talk about that. And again, it's for $300, an 8-core 16-threaded CPU, so it's a really good performance at like video editing, rendering, or any CPU intensive stuff, streaming for example. And when you compare it to one of the best gaming CPUs on the market right now, the i5-10600K, you'd only find 10% difference in performance, gaming performance, but that's with the RTX 3070. Will the RTX 3080 bottleneck the GPU even further? I don't think so, but if it did, again, this is the GPU more focused around 4K 1440p, so the CPU would be fine. As for the board, we're looking at the MSI B550M board. Now there are a lot of models and B550M boards go out of stock really fast, so I will always keep the links updated because prices may vary over time, things may go out of stock or stay in stock, but anyways, nevertheless, what you want is the PCIe Gen 4 is there, USB Type-C, USB 3.0, it supports all the way up to 128 gigs of DDR4 RAM at around 4400 MHz, which is more than what you'd ever need. And yeah, it gets the job done like an MSI B550 Tomahawk or like a GIGABYTE B550M Aorus, a B550M DS3H, which is a budget B550M board for example. You cannot go wrong with any model as long as you get it in this decent clocks and every single feature that you want from an AMD platform. As for the RAM, and we didn't cheap out there, we're looking at 32GB to 16GB sticks of DDR4 RAM at around 3600 MHz, and 32 gigs is a lot of space, so I'm pretty sure that you'll do whatever you want with 32 gigs. It's really a lot for video editing. Gaming, it's actually 16 gigs is enough, so you're getting 32 gigs, which is like a really good deal, around $140. And as for the CPU cooler, actually the PC itself or the CPU comes with the CPU cooler, so you don't have to change it. But getting back to our point, 32 gigs is more than enough and you cannot go wrong at all, like 32 freaking gigs. As for the SSD, we're looking at a SATA SSD because we're leaving like the M.2 SSD once you decide to upgrade to a Gen 4 SSD. So we're looking at something like a WD Green SATA SSD for around $90 to $95. You cannot go wrong with that at all. Again, stay away from M.2 SSDs because once you get the option or you have the money to upgrade to Gen 4 SSDs because they're overpriced now, it's there for you waiting. So yeah, 1TB is more than what you'd need in terms of space for gaming, streaming, but if you want more space, I'd leave links down below for like a mechanical hard drive or something like that. As for the GPU, we're looking at the RTX 3080, and this is an 8GB GPU that runs any game at 4K. It's one of the best value for money GPUs right now for around $700, but I think it will be for $800 to $850. So yeah, expect the PC budget to be over $1,500 because this GPU will go out of stock really freaking fast. So you just keep that in mind, and you cannot go wrong. It's the best GPU on the market right now, so there isn't a lot to say here. We're looking at 40 to 50% more performance over the RTX 3070 2080 Ti on Doom, and Doom is not like a CPU intensive game, it's the GPU driven game, so you're pretty much getting what you're paying for there. As for the case, I'll give you two options. You can go with the NZXT H510, which is everybody's favorite, everybody loves that case, or you can go with one of my personal favorites, Cooler Master TD500. It comes with 3 RGB fans, looks really good for $100. So yeah, I'd leave that to you, but both are really good options. As for the power supply, we're looking at a 750 watt 80 plus power supply. I'm pretty sure it's Cooler Master or EVGA, you cannot go wrong with any. And yeah, 750 watts is more than enough in terms of wattage, and it will run our GPU just fine. And it's got that 2 8-pin connectors that the GPU, the RTX 3080 needs. And yeah, actually the GPU itself it comes with the adapter. It doesn't, like, the power supply doesn't need to have that 12-pin cable, so you just keep that in mind. So that's been it, guys. If you like that quick video, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what do you think of this build. Yes, the Ryzen 7 3700X would like bottleneck it a little bit, but the thing is, there is that room to upgrade to Ryzen 4000 series. So if you like that video, again, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.